Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch, but you already know that because, yeah, okay. We're gonna play in some makeup today. We are still working with the Rebel Grays. I thought I would continue this because it's a quick little series. We don't have to do 10, we can just do the 5 and call it a day. So like I said in the first video, and I was going to do all of them together, but I kind of want to talk these out. Is that okay? Cool. So today I'm going to try to use this with the Ghost Town USA palette because like I said, these are very similar in tones. The fact that I enjoy the Rebel Grays but don't really enjoy this is a little bit weird given that they are so close in tone. And I have more variation with the Nomad palette. Really quick, let me just change. Yeah, I want to use these together and I thought I would attempt using the darker shades as like crease colors to complement, and possibly the greens is what I was gonna go for. So let's just jump right on in. We're starting with a full face of makeup. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Full face of foundation, concealer, powder, blush, highlight, contour. And I've got my Tim Burton brows on. They're nice and big and bulky and blocky today. I don't know why, I enjoy it, but I do. Here we are, priming the eye with the Prime Like a Boss from Essence. I've been having a really good time using a kind of clear primer, which is not my usual. You know, if you've seen a few of my videos, you know that I am a Juvia's Place Eye Prep by Prime Shade 2 kind of gal. But I am really enjoying this clear primer because it really helps to show me what the shades will look like against my skin tone instead of a white or cream base. I want to be like Emily Noel 83 and love the Milani eyeshadow base, but that is oddly enough too drying for me. I don't like it. I've tried like 2 or 3 times and I was like, I'm gonna just have to take the L on this one. But today's foundation is actually the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Matte, Velvet Matte Foundation, I believe it's called. Holy thickness. I forgot how thick it was, but it blend. I was able to blend it very quickly, very easily. But I did have the same problem that I had when I initially used this years and years ago. It almost feels like the more you apply, the less you see. Like, I feel like it disappeared on my forehead where I put my bronzer. My blush looks okay, but I don't know. I don't feel like this is going to be a foundation I'm going to wear out, but it really will do for playing in the makeup. Like, the way it covered, the color is Burkina, and it works pretty well for my skin tone. It's a touch pink. I did use my Juvia's Place concealer. I used my Juvia's Place liquid blush and powder blushes. And I didn't use the bronzer. So that's all Juvia's Place I have on my face right now. And it feels a little bit thick. And I can see a little bit of, not exactly texture, just things not exactly meshing very well. And I don't want to get too worried, but I think I'm also seeing my skin is starting to break out. I don't feel anything, but I don't know. But it's on and we will work with it. So let's go ahead and get started. I am, again, already primed. We are going to start with the Nomad palette. I want to work with this green. Well, it's supposed to be blue. It looks kind of green to me. And this green, okay? I'm wearing green. That wasn't on purpose. It's just what I put on. So, mirror. All right, so I'm gonna go in with Stagecoach Mary from Nomad. Sorry about the ASMR, tapping that excess off. And we're gonna do a really simple formation, nothing crazy today. I just want, you know, kind of a nice smoky eye, I guess. So yeah, like this is quite murky and it kind of mimics the feel of the Juvia's Place palette. So I don't know why I don't actually have that great of a time with this particular palette, but I don't. It's just very weird because it has so much more variation, so many more options to opt from. Okay, so I changed my mind. Instead of using this shade as well, I just put this one in my crease. I'm gonna go down to this one. I guess we're wearing green. Let's just stick to that. All right, so it's kind of a sage green shade. We're gonna brush her up to the brow bone. Okay, going back in with that first color. And see, this is what I don't like about it. I don't know if it's just the light shades are too chalky looking. I don't know. Just not a palette I really enjoy, which is so booty. It's such a good palette. Why don't I like this? That's kind of how I felt about all the Pat McGrath. I got one of the holiday palettes. I was like, this is cool, but whatever. Mothership, Bronze Seduction, Subversive, no. Okay, anyways, let's be very simple, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this shade. These aren't named, and that's gonna be my lid color. We are not gonna do a ton here, okay? We're not gonna add any base. We're just gonna pop this on in my usual formation and shape. I like to do it a little bit higher than my crease so that you can see it when I open my eye. Let's blend those two together with more of Stagecoach Mary. Okay, very cool tone. On the lower lash line, we are going to take the Juvia's Place, this shade, pencil brush from Rougher, and we're just gonna bop that under the lower lash line. You know what it is? I feel like we need to add some warmth into this, but we've already got this very cool toned eye. I don't really think we can add much warmth to it, but we're gonna try. I'm actually gonna take this green shade, Calico California, is that what that means? I don't know, it says Calico CA, or is that a G? Let's just see. Anyways, we're gonna take that kind of chartreuse green shade, and it's gonna be our inner corner and lower lash line. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and I will be right back. Where's that? Where's that at? Okay, let's get a little close up. Let's chitty chat. So let's say right now I was deciding whether or not this was a good buy or a good buy. It would be a good buy for me. I don't know what it is. Every time I use this palette, I feel like the shades just on my skin tone, which is a golden skin tone, I have a golden skin tone with an olive undertone. The blues, I keep calling them blues because they go blue on me, but the grays go straight blue. The shimmers are okay. They're nice. They're nothing to write home about. They're not the best. They're not the worst. They're pretty much smack in the middle. They feel like a slightly putty formula. Not my favorite, but it'll do, okay? But the mattes that are available in this just don't do it for me, and I can't even explain what it is. So on the lower lash line, I use the darkest shade, or the only matte shade from my Juvia's Place palette. And this is the color, okay? I'm gonna swatch it. That is the color from this palette. That is on my lower lash line. Tell me why this shade that I used in my crease as the deepest shade, the only shades I used from this palette is this shade here, which is called Stagecoach Mary. I used Ghost Town, and in the inner corner, I used Calico CA. Okay, so that's Juvia's Place. This is Nomad. The swatch, you've got green, you've got gray. The eye, you've got gray. It looks like I used the same shade on the lower lash line and the crease. Now, that's not entirely a bad thing. I'm not 100% upset about it, but if I wanted gray when I was using this shade, I would have used this shade, you know? It's not the fault of the palette. It's the colors with my undertone. You know what I mean? This is the dilemma I had when I initially got this palette. I started using it and I'm like, I'm looking for my makeup wipes. They're in the bathroom because why wouldn't they be? But I used it and I'm like, this is nice, but. So this is the silver shade, Quicksilver from this palette, okay? And this is the shade I have on the, oops. It's not the shade I have on the eye. This is the shade I have on the eye. This silver is clearly more blue than this silver. You see it? Can you see? And it just feels like a palette I don't need. I don't need it. The swatch, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but we have it on and we're gonna keep testing. I wanna love this palette so much because visually, aesthetically, it is so beautiful. I love looking at it. I am inspired when I look at it, but then I use it and I'm like, no, like yes, but no, you know? Anyways, but that's the second look using the Rebel Grays, and I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. It's been me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch, but you already know that, and we'll talk later. All right, bye guys.